I want you to introduce Karen and Steve, and then and ask them the questions that you've prepared. And then after that, we will hear from Greg when you're finished your interview. So thank you so much. Welcome.
No worries. Thanks so much, Kay. And Karen and Steve, you need to unmute. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome tonight. I'm really excited to have Karen and Steve here with us tonight. I actually met Karen and Steve through friends, and they came to us because...
Recording in progress.
And they're going to tell us a little bit about their story tonight. So it's been an amazing journey, a quick journey, which is really good. So you'll be able to actually really be profoundly impressed with how quick putting the right processes in place. Somebody's not on mute. Can you please mute yourself? Yeah, so it's just been great to see their progress by actually doing all the right things. So you're back on mute again, Steve and Karen. So I'm not sure why. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. No. So welcome, guys. And I just wonder if you could maybe just tell us a little bit about what happened with your health before you started using ASEA. Sort of how did you get to the point of where we met?
Yep, no worries. You can hear us all right?
Yep.
Yep, cool. Yep, so probably about the start of this year, early December, I noticed going to the toilet, bleeding, and as probably a typical male, I just thought, please just go away. This isn't happening. But each time just kept getting worse and worse. Every time I was going to the toilet, bleeding. So I said to Karen about it, and we decided after a few weeks we better go see the GP, make a doctor's appointment. And so then he referred me on to have a colonoscopy. So we done that, had the colonoscopy, and I can remember waking up from the colonoscopy, coming out of that. Coming out of the colonoscopy, the doctors that done the procedure to me and the nurses, I could just tell by the atmosphere in the room that they could tell, you poor fella. I could tell straight away as soon as I woke up. So I sort of had a hunch that this isn't going to be good. Then we went to the doctor to get the results then, and come back with rogue cells in the colon. So then from there, we decided we'd do a 6-week detox, a juice diet, and a lot of herbal teas. And so I didn't eat nothing, not even a grain of rice for 6 weeks. It was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. One good thing out of it, I lost nearly 20 kilo. That was good. But so that was a good thing. But yeah, that was a tough gig. And
that was impressive because Steve loves his food.
Yeah. Foodaholic. Yeah. And then after that 6 weeks, we had another scan, a CT scan. And that was later on. Yeah, we had another scan, but it hadn't disappeared, obviously. It was still there. So it was in my liver. It was stage 4 in the colon and in the liver. So then we didn't know what else to do, really. We had no other options. So the oncologist said, well, about chemo. So we just thought, okay, we'll go with the chemo. So to start with, we done 2 rounds of chemo, 2 weeks on, week off, 2 weeks on, week off. And then talking to our pastor at church and his wife and chatting to them, and they just said, oh, we've got some good friends of ours that he cured cancer, the rogue cells. So I'll give you his number and you can give him a ring. And of course, I delayed that as well. Took me how many weeks before I actually rang Bill?
8 weeks it was.
Who's counting?
But you know, in our conversation that I had with Karen on the phone this week, I said it seems to be the thing. It took us 10 weeks to make that phone call. So I think it's just what you do.
Yeah.
It's just what you do, you know, when you research and try and find something. But you know, you eventually got to the right place.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So I reckon I rang Bill on the Saturday, and we organised to come see you guys after church on the Sunday.
Yep.
So yeah, Bill told us his story, and I was just wow, blew me away, and told me about the ASEA, and I just thought, well, it was an incredible story with Bill's story. So I thought, give it a go, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So you guys, Bill and Joe, had a heap of ASEA in the bedroom there. So we grabbed a heap of boxes off of them that day, that Sunday, and I started on the Monday, the very next day, a bottle a day.
Yeah.
Perfect. And, you know, every single person that's sort of come to us, no matter what the health issue has been, if they've actually done the protocol the way that we've actually planned that out for them, they've definitely had good results. The ones that don't get good results don't take it serious and don't actually, you know, do the dosing and everything else right, because it is always more than one thing. It's never just ASEA. You put in great preparation with what you did coming into this with your 6-week fast. That definitely would have prepared your body to be able to create and keep that redox high, and to be able to put that bioidentical redox back in and just really charge it up. So I always believe that putting in the right preparation is just amazing. And the other thing that I think is really incredible about you, Steve, is the fact that you committed to doing this 100%. It wasn't just, I'm going to go on my merry way and do everything that I feel like doing and just drink my bottle of ASEA a day. You used the Renew 28. You actually used your bottle of ASEA a day. You changed your diet and you did a full 180. And doing all those things synergistically together, supplementing with other things as well, you know, you made huge changes, and I believe that is why you got the results that you got. Yeah. So I think we also talked about, you know, other treatments which you also took on, and, you know, synergistically, ASEA worked amazingly along with you know, the other treatments that you did through biomedical centre. So when you started using ASEA, what changes did you begin to see?
Once we started taking the redox, well, I totally cut out sugar, any sugary food, and processed foods, cut all that out, just strictly salads and vegetables and meat.
We've always wanted to looked at it like natural ways that our body can work at healing itself, kind of thing. And there's so much stuff out there, and we just weren't really we knew this is the natural path is what we wanted to do, but weren't really sure how to do that. So, you know, there's been so many times when we feel that God's just provided so many steps, like meeting you guys and just having a way to find things to do. And especially the ASEA, because that just stepped in and everything's just sort of fallen into place with so many ways to do that as natural as we can. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I did a total of 4 rounds with the chemo. So I done 2 rounds before I met Bill and Joe, started the ASEA, and then we still done another 2 rounds. And then we got onto that other protocol from Mexico, and then we stopped the chemo then, because each scan I was having, each blood test I was having, it was just getting better and better. And even the oncologist was blown away with all my red white cell counts and all that. He said, it's unheard of to be on chemo and have the blood test results that you're getting. But we didn't actually tell him about the ASEA at that point.
That's fine. But just tell me too, Steve, let everyone know, you know, the changes you felt once you started using ASEA, because you never gave up work.
No, never missed a day. No, I felt fantastic. Yeah.
I was there freaking out going, you need to rest, you need to rest, you need to rest. And he did not miss one day of work. We've got our own business, and he just worked through. It slowed him down well and truly. But his determination to just have a positive mindset and keep going with everything was just incredible.
And it's a very physical job too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a desk job.
Yeah, but definitely I could notice with this here, you feel great. Yeah. Energy levels were great. All inside my body just felt great. Yeah. Clean, clear. Yeah.
Every time I would ring and check up on you guys, you know, I'd just get good report after good report, you know. It was absolutely amazing, you know.
One of the things we noticed was like the chemo affected Steve's skin quite badly. His hands were really drying out and sort of starting to get little cracks and little spots where it might be starting to get sores kind of thing. Steve called it old man hands. So when we started using the Renew 28, just rubbing that into his hands, and I reckon by the end of that sort of week, it was already started to improve. And in a couple of weeks, his skin was almost back to normal. And it was just, for me, that was something really physical that I could see. That was such a dramatic change too. So that was great.
That's awesome. So how has your life or your daily health changed now compared to when you first began?
Definitely, Joe. My energy levels are better. I feel great, and we're just living life normally, really. We're busy with family life, busy with work. Life's really good, and I feel great. Get up in the morning and I'm ready to go, and just feel fantastic.
And you were on a bottle a day, so
yes. I've done that strictly a bottle a day, every day. Even if we went away for the week, I'd take it with me every day, a bottle a day without fail.
I know, amen. And so how did that affect you guys financially, affording to be able to do a bottle a day? A lot of people are going to ask that question.
I guess, God's looked after us in that area, I guess. We've been busy with work, got our own business, and like we just said, we've been able to work every day. So, we have been able to afford it. We're blessed in that way.
Yeah.
So
I remember ringing Karen and saying, look, you know, you guys are going to need more product. I can help you get that product for a bit cheaper. So it's always wise to go to the people that have introduced you to the product and work with them to help you, especially if you're on large doses. So, you know, we sponsored people that were in your family, getting 10% off every time we did an order. That built up your loyalty reward points, and you were able to order free cartons of ASEA through your loyalty reward points. There was also 2 different promotions that ASEA ran during that 7-month process. And I think you earned about $800 off of one promotion and about $200 off the other. All of that money went back into product for you, and it made it more affordable. You also were able to achieve ranks, which then ASEA actually paid you income to actually say thank you for reaching out to others. So in that whole process, you guys have actually seen the power of multiplying to the point that I need to let everyone know that Karen and Steve are coming to conference in March, which is really exciting. Because their believability has just absolutely grown exponentially. So my last point that I want to pull out from you guys is for anyone watching who's wondering if ASEA could help them, what would you say to them?
Oh, absolutely, give it a go. Well, for us, I looked at Bill and thought, well, there's living proof there. I need to see it to believe it, really, for me. On Facebook and that, you see so many different methods and people recommend this and try that. But I met Bill, great bloke, and he's living proof that it works. So I thought, give it a go. Yeah.
And it was something that come across just so like a natural thing. And like I still don't really get all the details, but it works with your body. It's not changing anything kind of thing. It's just working with what your body does already. So that was something like you're not taking another pill or something kind of thing.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so you would endorse it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely, like, say to people too, like, we want to thank you for your help in all that, like, you know, shuffling around things with the finances stuff, but you went above and beyond to help us get the best value out of everything that we did. So yeah, definitely working with you guys has been absolutely amazing. We couldn't have done that without you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. You know, the really great thing with Karen and Steve is with dedication, they've had amazing results. And they first saw us in February. And when I got that phone call in October to say, hey, you're just never going to believe these scans, they cannot believe it. The oncologist, I think, said to you, it's one of the fastest stage 4 reversals he's ever seen.
Yeah. Because we started to see here mid-May roughly, so a bottle a day. And then a few weeks ago we had that another CT scan, and he because it's totally gone from the liver now. Lymph nodes are all totally back to normal, but with a CT scan it doesn't really pick up the colon that well. But he said from the way you're going, it could be just scar tissue
In the colon.
So he said, what is it again you're doing? So we did tell him about ASEA, and he said, I've never heard of it.
But he did say it was a bit of a conflict of interest for him, but he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because it's working.
Amen. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
how much
Yeah,
are you taking now, Steve?
Yeah, so since that last scan a few weeks ago, I've dropped back to 3/4 of a bottle a day now.
And you're going to do that until your next scan?
Which is in January sometime. He said, I don't want to see you again until January, and that'll be a MRI scan because that shows up the colon better, just to see how it's all going there.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'll stick with 3/4 of a bottle. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for participating tonight. We're just so blessed to have gotten to know you. You've become real friends to us now.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're just so happy that you are fighting fit and doing so well. Bless you. And we're going to actually hand this back to Kay because she's going to get Greg on now, who's actually probably going to back up a lot of what you just said. So
just before you go, both, there was a question in the chat and it said, how bad were the chemo side effects compared to other patients getting similar treatment with the use of redox molecules?
Good question.
Would you care to answer that for us?
Yeah. Steve's symptoms from the chemo was he would feel pretty average, probably about 3 days after the chemo started, like very fatigued. He kept going through all that, but fatigued, and he got, I think it's called atrophy, where you get numbness and tingling in your fingers, extreme reactions to cold and things like that. So that was probably his worst symptoms, was the tingling in fingers, like massive pins and needles. We don't sort of know sort of thing, but the fact that he could continue working through it all, when we'd heard stories when people have the chemo, you know, they're in bed for days kind of thing. Whereas with Steve was able to just keep going kind of thing.
Well, I guess I only done four rounds of it, then stopped it. But everyone told me once before I even started, they said, oh, you won't be able to work. You won't be working. You'll be just bedridden or hanging around home watching Netflix or whatever. But
well, these guys run
I think a combination of him starting off with the cleanse thing that he did.
Yeah.
So he had started with the clean slate. All his inflammation was gone, everything. He was very healthy. So like Steve's often said, it's like a 4-pronged attack. We had prayer, diet, the biomedical center protocol, and the ASEA. And those 4 things have worked together massively. So
awesome. That's awesome, guys.
Thank you so much. That is just amazing. Karen and Steve.
Helps.
We really appreciate your contribution tonight and your story. Thank you, Joe. And it's Bill's story that got us involved. So, Bill, You are a blessing to so many.
Things I have to do for other people, I tell you. The things I
I tell you, you got our attention with your story.